Live?
We are now.
Hey!
Oh,
man.
Snap! We're 1983! And a fucking half.
You're fantastic.
You're the hero that we need.
But not the one we deserve.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think we
both.
deserve the death penalty.
I mean, after those jokes,
I don't know if we
Andre.
deserve any heroes, truth be
Yeah.
told. But we need them.
Alright, so, welcome back to the fucking show. Tonight we're playing some more Dungeon Crawl Classics. You might notice that Alex is MIA because
He died.
he died.
He's down with the sickness.
He is down with the sickness. And we sent him back to the early 2000s when that shit was cool. So, tonight, Dungeon Crawl Classics, we're playing this adventure. I don't know if it'll show up. The Tower Out of Time.
I can put your window up there too if you want.
Oh, Dan will stick the Roll20 thing up over
Don't
our
worry,
sponsor.
let me
The
resize it.
Tower of Time.
By the way, should we pitch our sponsor real quick before we cover them up?
We'll show the picture real quick.
Okay.
And then once they see the picture and we let it sit there for a moment while we do a little bit more
Oh, God.
talking,
Meanwhile, at the Tower of Time.
then we'll turn that back off, pitch our sponsor, and get into the game.
Now, if only we had like a sort of Batman transition.
If somebody wants to make one of those, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because it's not me.
It would just be me with like a logo on a paper plate going.
That may be worth it. That may be worth it.
You know what we should do instead?
I think that's how they did it in Batman, too.
Oh yeah.
We need to lift directly from the thing and just set a trash bag over the front of it, light it on fire, and then,
Oh yeah.
that's how they
Absolutely.
did their transition for their credit scene.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We just
I'm
need
sure
a
it
logo
was
on a paper plate
I'm
with
sure
a
it was
burning
wildly
paper,
unhealthy,
burning
but-
garbage bag behind it.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Okay.
Incredibly unhealthy.
Where's
Somebody
that
probably got
picture at,
cancer
Dan?
from it. It's not transitioned in yet because I forgot to hit the button.
It's because this episode is actually about toxic masculinity. Chuck, does your mother know you hate women?
What?
There's no answer.
Let's not start over, guys.
Alright. Dungeon Crawl Classics, Tower Out of Time. You can see the picture for the adventure right there on the screen. What we're going to do is we took some of the characters that survived the funnel last time, and these people here sitting around these tables have leveled them up to
What do I
level
call
2.
them?
People.
People.
Being
So,
generous.
we're going to go around the table, and you guys are going to
I'm a
introduce
person.
who you are, who your character is, what their class is, and maybe like a little fun little personal fact about that character. So, evens, odds.
Finally figured it out.
D6.
I got the wrong bag of
3.
dice out.
Well, my name's Jake, and I'm going to be playing a character by the name of Mr. Y, who is an astrologer turned astrologist / enchanter / wizard.
Ooh.
He went from being a fraud to knowing actual magic.
Oh, shit.
Probably use this for fraud still.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
Just convincing fraud.
unless he's casting magic missile in the middle of the daylight, he can do jack.
Let's see.
Hit the road, Jack.
I was unfortunate enough to have 3 people survive.
Oh, boy.
So I brought all of them with me tonight.
Whoa.
Which one are you playing?
I was going to tell you about all of them.
Just tell us about the one you're playing.
Oh, sorry, Stevie and Steve.
They'll show up when...
They'll show up when Steven dies.
Yes.
The previous hunter, now cleric, heathen slayer. It's a lawful cleric, and he likes to kill the scoundrels.
So the fact that he notated that he's a lawful cleric, that word didn't come out first. It matters in this game.
Because I'm not going to heal anybody Who's chaotic? Making fun of
Good thing
themselves.
I'm lawful.
Jake, is your character chaotic?
No, he is neutral.
Okay.
He'll lie to anybody.
Anybody else? We'll find out.
Open opportunity
We'll find out.
liar.
Those chaotic people can die.
Okay. Joe.
I'm playing Mew the Squire because I didn't want to play an elf.
Elves are cool. Come on, man.
He's a warrior. He's lawful. He has a longsword. That's his personality.
He is a sword.
That sounds like a warrior to me.
Yeah. I do the sword thing.
Oh, yes, I
I
forgot.
have to separate myself.
Have fun
Excuse
with
me,
that.
guys.
Alright, hold on. Yeah.
All right, Chris.
And I
I tried it.
am playing
Figured it must be down to this beer.
the slave miner turned warrior formerly known as Slug. But he bought himself some armor. He's more durable now, and he goes by the name Snail.
Oh, he's upgraded?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because he's got armor.
He found a shell.
Yes.
Oh, I get it. God damn it.
It's a tricky one. Takes a while.
It's a slow burning joke, that one is.
Mhm. Tyler?
I had one person survive out of all 7 of my characters. I think that makes me the big winner. This is
impressive.
Curly 2, now known as Curly Jr. He is a neutral elf. Elf.
Yeah, because that's a class.
Because that's a class.
At least you're not chaotic.
That's
I'm
at least
Curly
a-
Fry.
Because I can heal you reasonably well. Man, did you get that whiff when you opened it?
It smells.
Pretty
Somehow
dank,
even
right?
worse than beer.
It does,
Yeah.
actually. It
It's-
somehow smells worse than beer.
Yeah. Winter Chicken Dinner.
Yeah.
The year 1983, you keep watching that, and you will know that those words have a special meaning for this group.
Oh, yeah.
For
Yeah.
anyone who's played D&D with me.
Many of us have been scarred by chicken dinner.
Yeah.
And we are eating pizza with chicken on it.
None of us are winners.
Fi
when we
Gary
get to
made
chicken
us
dinner.
not winners.
See, that's the thing. I kind of like that smell.
Just,
It smells like it. Like it smells just like it.
it really does.
Don't have to
Like the
drink
back
it,
of the
you
bottle
want
reads like something I wrote.
Fucking
All
horrible.
right. So everyone
Chris,
knows
you won't give it a whiff?
we are drinking Sweetwater's
It's so bad.
420 strain Mango Kush Wheat Ale.
Can I give it a little taste?
You can.
Malt beverage with natural hemp type flavor, contains no hemp.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, pot is definitely right.
Oh, sorry.
Mango Kush Wheat Ale. A second sticky hit from 420 strain. An American
Why
wheat
is it
packed
sticky?
with
I don't
herbal,
know.
juicy mango notes and distinctive dank nose. Strain-specific terpenes and natural hemp-type flavors complement the hop and malt bill, delivering a euphoric ale with that fresh olfactory bonus rip. A strange new strain,
Factory.
indeed.
Olfactory means scent.
Tastes like they
Yeah.
took all the bitter out of a beer and just put it in its own bottle.
It tastes like they took all the bitter out of a bong and put it in a water.
Yeah,
beer
that's
bottle.
that's.
water.
Oh man, that's.
It does smell exactly like it, and it doesn't taste at all like it, really.
It tastes like bread. It tastes like, I don't know,
I mean, it's a wheat ale.
like mango toasted bread.
Mmm.
They should do that. Now, the place we're living at in the States, it's not legal, but it's.
Or it could be, who knows?
That's right, we don't know.
There is no THC in this. Which
Yeah.
There is no psychotropics of any kind in this.
Just the bad parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's everything that you don't desire about weed in a beer.
Have you ever just wanted to say, look, I'm tired of getting ripped all the time.
I just want.
I just want to smell dank. This is the beer for
You
you.
out for a rip, are you, bud?
I just want to.
I just want my
savor the dankness without getting high.
I just want my apartment neighbors to hate me.
I want
Speed
people
run
who
getting
smell
high.
the garbage can as
As
they
a matter of
drive
fact,
by.
I take it and I put it and I blow it into my ventilation system.
You just need to take some of it and just pour it in front of the driveway 2 houses down.
Oh, look up, yeah, I smell something funny. Marco Polo.
So,
Anyway.
This is weird. Anyway,
moving into the game. You guys finished up the dungeon that you had before, and you went back to your town. Everyone presumed everyone had died, and nearly all of you did die. You were the lucky 5 that survived and came back rich. With that, maybe you adventured a little bit more. You got yourself set up with a better lifestyle. Then
the Steve Squad's living it up.
maybe a week ago, and Jake, your character would have noticed it. What's your character's name again?
Mr. Y.
Mr. Y would have noticed it. There was a star in the sky that was out of place.
He asked himself why.
Why?
Why is that out of place?
A wandering star, or as we would know it, a shooting star or comet, as it sat in the sky and slowly moved across day by day. This was definitely on to you. But word of your exploit has kind of spread out. And it wasn't long until you got a notice from a nearby town. Great wealth. A strange tower has appeared in the forest nearby. Come to this forest. Figure out what's going on with this tower. And once the tower's, made safe, return to us and we'll pay you handsomely.
I do like being paid handsome.
I like handsome money.
Yeah.
So,
Better than ugly money.
I'll
You
still
guys-
take ugly money.
set out. It was a couple of days' travel, and as you guys
I just hope we
traveled,
get
you
to kill
noticed
some
that
people.
shooting star growing larger and larger in the sky every day.
Sephiroth cast meteor, apparently.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Stupid ass materia, addicted asshole.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, well, that's a beat there.
Those words don't mean anything to me. Hey!
Joe disappeared.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Thanks, Sammy.
Maybe they're calling for Robert again.
Oh snap! Look at that, Sammy. Go
Oh
for you.
man,
Oh, damn.
I like the thumbs up emoji.
Sammy making it rain.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
So you guys are moving through this forest. Now the thing is once maybe you got within a few miles of the town, there was a new sight that creeped up on the horizon. And it was a blood red beam of intense light shooting directly up from somewhere in the forest into the sky. So you
I
have
imagine we're going that way.
Absolutely.
the comet
Are they going
star.
to sec? Are they going to touch at the tips?
What was your occupation?
He was a hunter previously.
I would say that way. You would be able to tell, the flight of an arrow against moving game. I'll let you roll an intelligence check.
Oh, shit. I'm going to fail that.
Look at that. Sammy put all them hearts out there for me.
Aww.
So great.
Yeah, I failed that.
Okay. You have no idea. If
I don't even think I'm looking at the comment.
Nice.
I got a 1. So,
Yeah. But you guys move into the town and they say, oh yeah, the forest, go that direction. They give you the direction of it. You'll fucking see the weird ass tower. It's the thing with the light coming out of the top.
I'd like to imagine I just went like this.
Yeah,
I just do that and just say, does this line up
that's exactly what you did.
to avoid my skill check?
That is 100% it.
Checks out with me, guys. Let's go.
So, as you're moving through this forest, you notice it's getting warmer. It actually held here last week. I was out walking the dog in shorts and a fucking t-shirt, and it started. I was 10 minutes from the house, stopped as I got home. I'm not happy. That would suck.
It sounds like you got weathered like I get weather, because it hailed on us also when we were at the lake.
Oh, that's great.
And it was wonderful, because we were at the lake.
Yeah. It's not a lot you can do.
And then this morning, I walked through a torrential downpour and sat at my desk, absolutely soaked for about 5 hours before I came home and got different clothes.
Okay.
It started a torrential downpour right as I
Yeah,
got
just-
in the building.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out. You didn't say anything, so maybe
Tune
it's
in
important.
next episode to find out Joe's destiny.
Tool to Twitch, he did that as well today.
Did you enjoy being soggy?
Stop the loud dice, Tyler.
I need to find the set. I'm sorry.
Well,
Jeez,
do
Tyler.
it quietly. The microphones are intense.
Maybe the microphones need to be less intense.
They can't.
Well, there's not much we can do unless you want to cough up to $300 to buy us all lapels.
The
If I had that money,
the microphones are very
I would do it in an
passionate.
instant. But I do not.
But Sammy's the one saying stop with the dice.
I know.
So if you don't, she's going to murder you in your sleep.
She does that anyway.
Tyler is of the Phoenix.
So the air gets warmer, humidity starts going way the fuck up. And finally you break through the forest. I'll read verbatim what it says. I'm usually not a fan of the verbatim. The air grows warmer and more humid as you push your way. Yeah, you need to be less intense. The air grows warmer and humid as you push your way through the last few yards of forest. Abruptly, as if parted with a great godly blade, the woods end and you stand before a wide, dark lake. A rocky beach of jagged, glossy black stone surrounds
Seems
the
like what you got.
mysterious waters, bringing to mind shards of broken glass left behind by some titanic mishap. The water steams beneath the gray clouds above, throwing off spiraling tendrils of mist that half occlude the ebony waters. Huddled on the shore some 100 yards away is a weird tower you heard spoken of, measuring 90 feet in height with a turret. The turret is unlike any you've seen before. Its asymmetrical walls lean and twist, giving it a slumped, melted appearance.
Maybe it is a giant slime.
The tower appears constructed from a hard, leathery substance, one with more commonalities to an animal's hide than stone and mortar. A number of small apertures line the walls, each covered with a thick, semi-opaque film, reminding you of blisters about to rupture. A much larger membrane-covered gap stands at the base of the tower, seeming to serve as a portal by which to enter. A bloody beam of light shines directly upward from the tower's apex, disappearing into the sky above. So you bust through this forest, you see there's this weird, sickly black lake, giant obsidian shards sticking up from the edge of the lake water, and this squat, reptilian-looking tower with what looks like blisters over it. It leans a little bit with that bloody light.
Sorry, Tool, gotcha.
Welcome to Dick Fair Tower. That's fantastic. With this bloody light sticking out of the top. And that's what you see.
You could ask me to move stuff.
I didn't think you're supposed to.
So I think we go to the top of the tower and we stick some rocks in the top of it. Problem solved.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Are you going to go up and climb it?
No.
It's a joke!
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Welcome back. Hold on.
Did you take
We're
the call
going to
for
Dick Bear
Robert?
Tower.
What?
Did you take that call for Robert?
No, my stomach's mad at me.
Oh,
Yeah.
you pooped.
You shouldn't
I
have
died.
eaten Arby's.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot
what
of
you
things I
get.
shouldn't have eaten.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm shitting it. Wait, no, that's McDonald's.
Yes.
Same
So
thing.
I'm going to get sued. On the note of getting sued, why don't we take a word from our sponsors?
Oh yeah.
Oh, baby.
All right.
Ever want to learn an exotic new language? Why not relearn your own language using Mr. Scratch's Words Backwardser? Use your new linguistic prowess to amaze and condemn your friends and family. That's Mr. Scratch's Words Backwardser. I believe this is pronounced Fi-Iab-Tnod Ui Fi Los Roy Wolos Liu. I'm not sure what that means. That can't be good. How about instead you just go to LibrisArcana.com and you pick up a new set of dice instead.
Oh,
They actually do have a dice subscription service that probably won't eat your soul. And,
Oh god.
But even if it does, if you put in the promo code KOBOLD at the checkout menu, you can save 20% off your first set.
Yeah.
So,
Then it only eats 80% of your soul.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, save that.
Just
soul.
don't. Yeah.
save that last bit of that soul for,
Yeah, 20% is all you need.
yeah,
Yeah.
for when the next, I don't know, Marvel movie or video game comes out that breaks your heart or something. I don't know.
Cash out on those Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Uh,
Phase 4 is just going to be nothing but, I don't know. What's a good terrible Marvel movie scenario?
I don't know.
Howard the Duck.
Actually, I think Howard the Duck might be in the next Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy
God.
movie.
he is a Marvel character, and he was in.
He was in Guardians
Quite
of the
a
Galaxy.
few.
Yeah.
He was in Endgame.
Yeah, I know he was in Endgame.
That's all we're gonna say. Just people might still not have seen it.
They're re-releasing it either this weekend or next weekend with extra added footage and a new
No.
post-credit scene.
No,
Yes.
that fucker was already 3 hours long.
They're adding an actual real post-credit scene too.
Oh, no.
They
I
better-
did see that, and
They better provide the fucking cath lines and shit.
Just pause it
I
an
also-
hour and a half through. And
I also saw somebody say it's finally happened. The movie theater has discovered DLC.
Okay, next weekend. Thank you, Demir.
Jesus Christ. That's terrifying.
Just wait until we start getting, our loot boxes from the movie theater.
They already have
Yeah,
Don't you mean
microtransactions.
surprise transactions?
Whose computer's taking off?
That's mine. I don't know why. It's
Microtransaction.
getting really
Yeah,
excited.
they already have that at the front before you get to your
No,
Oh,
I mean,
the snacks.
they have microtransactions, but there's no random.
I don't think those are
items.
micro when they cost twice as much as your movie.
They're macro transactions.
Yeah.
Macrotransactions.
Give it your fucking money.
Yeah. So,
Hold a knife point. You know you want popcorn. You know you want it.
fun fact about Libris Arcana.
Their dice are very pretty.
Their dice are amazing. Next set is, it's a lemon set. I don't remember. It's got a special name to it, but it's real cool.
The Lemon
Yellowy.
Party, right. No, sorry.
Oh God, no.
I don't remember. Oh, lemon party. God damn it, Jay.
I thought they were a tabletop group.
No.
They were, it's just not the kind I was thinking of.
Things are different now.
Oh God.
So I was posting some shit on Twitter for our next game, which is going to be Zweihander. And so I put here's a little sneak peek of what our template's going to look like. Someone's like, hey, you got a thing that says sponsored by Libris Arcana. What does that look like? And when they said Libris Arcana, they added Libris Arcana. So I'm like, oh, it's really great.
Oh, wait a minute.
We say nice things about Libris Arcana, and they don't send us cease and desist letters. And so Libris Arcana replied back, like, you didn't get all those letters we sent? And it was a gif of Better Call Saul.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, Libris Arcanas, they're a fantastic group. It's fucking great.
That's pretty funny.
I really-
gave them the wrong mailing
Nice.
address, which is probably why we're not getting the letters.
That's a good thing.
Or
there.
money.
That's why Shannon.
More money,
ruined
that's
the party
right.
Next week.
Yeah, oh, goddamn, Jake.
Oh,
That will. Oh, fuck, goddamn. I was going to bring the snowball tonight.
Oh no.
Oh,
What is that code for?
that's code for a microphone. That's called Snowball.
Yeah.
It says.
it's
Oh.
definitely not a code for drugs.
That's right.
That's fine. Well, we'll
Or
take out
sexual
one of
maneuvers.
these cameras.
But yeah, Demir, my favorite
We
part
could
of The Last
take
Jedi
out
was
one of the
where Rey
cameras
was a
and use
robot the whole
We'll just
time.
take out the DM cam because they've got good cameras in it.
Good microphone.
Or good microphones.
I know. Obnoxiously good
It's
microphones.
good cameras in these cameras.
Yeah, there's good cameras in it.
I wouldn't say that.
Quality picture
And we'll
quality.
just dump it into Audacity
Yeah.
and just record it there. It doesn't have to be great.
We're gonna just record chatting outside,
Yeah.
maybe.
So
Or-
anyway, there's a
or-
giant
or
leather
Patreon
foil covered
content.
temple.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
like that coming out of the.
that doesn't look good. We
It
should
looks-
go pop it.
It looks
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
thoughts exactly.
we should get
We'll
like
just
a
go
lance and
we'll
get its
each
boils.
go on one side and just push on it really hard and just
Yeah, I dare you to drink out of the water.
nah.
No.
Also, I
I
forgot
don't
to change
think-
my AC when we re-rolled our stats. So my AC is actually 17.
Nice.
That's better.
So, what's the plan?
Let us
Let's go
sally forth.
die!
Sally forth.
Let's go die so we can hurry on to making more characters.
That's right.
So what are you guys doing? Walk me through this. Now, who did the recommended reading that I put out there for Dungeon Crawl Classics?
I did some of it.
Who read the part about when to not make a skill check?
I did, which is why I was saying I'm going to do this to try and line up the two items, hoping that I could avoid the skill check.
Oh, shit. You need to... I'm real use... Demir 1983, there have been nights when our audio system just went fuck. So we just started using one of the Logitechs, and
Nobody knew any different.
Wait,
yeah, and it was almost as good as this
Wait.
wildly fancy fucking setup
Wait.
we have. So I agree in that frustration.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, these mics aren't good enough without cardboard attached to them.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
if you
That
have
was expensive
armor, is that is your AC
buy, like,
just like your
cardboard to
agility
get that
plus
cardboard.
your armor?
Some high grade audio.
It's 10 plus
technicians
agility
are-
plus armor.
Your base is 10.
Okay.
You modify
Oh,
that
10
by
plus agility mod
plus.
plus armor AC.
Yes.
Okay.
If you got a negative, that negative applies as a negative.
So I am correct. It is
All right.
Which is why my
17.
AC is 9.
So, Jake, why don't you explain what I'm talking about? In Dungeon Crawl Classics, it's got a real special way that skill checks work. I'm going to go over the basics, and then I'll have you tell me about the specifics I'm wanting to share. So the way it works is when you generate a character, you roll to see what your occupation is. There's no hard set like D&D, like Arcana, Deception, Stealth, Sleight of Hands. What it is for your skill checks you make, is it something that you would have had experience with in your occupation before you became an adventurer? So like if you're a woodcutter and you need to identify a certain type of tree,
or
Of course you would have
some
that.
wood in some woodworking. What's this door made out of?
yeah. I'll read that in a second, the mirror. Or you're a woodcutter and you need to climb a tree. You should be good at that.
Or probably just climbing in general because you have climbed trees.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you were like a scribe or some shit, you have to decipher a scroll, you would be good at that. And so that's kind of how it works. Did your character have experience with this in their occupation? And if they did, you get a roll a d20. If they did not, you roll a d10. So the nice thing about DCC is it tries to operate more like old school D&D. And the thing with old school D&D is they tried to circumvent skill checks with detailed descriptions of the actions they were completing. So Jake, tell me how that would work.
That I don't know because that's literally as far as I got. I thought that was everything.
No.
Well,
I can try and cover a little bit of this.
go for it.
I'll go off of the manual's description real quick
Yeah.
because it made sense to me. Where they're like, you're in a room and there's a series of clay tiles spread across the room, and underneath the tiles is a switch. If you say I want to search the room for a switch by, I'm going to go and take off the clay tiles, there's no check.
Yeah, you just pull them off.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I go and I do this.
I want to search the room by looking at it. No big deal.
Right.
But say there's like something that's like, you're in a room with a dirt floor and there's a dagger that's in it. You'll need to do a search check to see if you can go through the
Right.
obscure material and find the thing underneath.
There's a guy I know, I would even hazard to call a buddy of mine, by the name of Bert. He runs the Of Steam, Steel, and Murder podcast. And they did a basic version D&D play a little while ago. And you should definitely check out Of Steam, Steel, and Murder if you're into podcasts. He's just actually put out all of the Zweihander episodes that I was a player in for the Notorious DMG group. He explained it like this: you're playing D&D. You're a thief. You're a low-level thief. Your lockpick skills suck, or you know that there's a high chance that the lock in this chest is trapped. You want the treasure inside. How are you going to get past it, knowing that either A, you're not going to be able to pick the lock, or B, it's trapped and it might kill you?
I remember the answer to this.
Mhm.
So the answer is you roll the chest onto its back, and you cut the floor of the chest, the bottom of the chest out, and you pull all of the treasure out through the bottom of the chest, bypassing the lock and the lid entirely. And so that's kind of the theme of this style of play: is
Word your way through it in a reasonable manner.
give a high, detailed enough description to remove the need for a dice roll. And DCC explains exactly that.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, I was like, we
Okay.
just go like this along the line and see if it goes through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I actually thought that was kind of fun because
Yeah.
as a warrior, I get to sort of do that with my attacks,
Oh yeah. With your
they're the
deeds.
deeds.
the
Yeah.
deeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's get to some deeds, shall
Let's
we?
get to
You
some
see
deedly deeds.
this big tower coming up. You see a path leading to what you presume is the main entrance, what looks like a giant blister on the ground level exterior of the tower. Walk me through what's going on.
I'm not going first.
I think he is.
He should.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
He's got AC.
He's got plenty of AC. All right, Chris, walk
Yeah.
me through what's going on.
As we're approaching the tower,
Uh-huh.
I'm keeping an eye out to make sure there's nothing patrolling the tower as we approach.
You don't see any signs of anyone or anything.
Okay. And like, how close is the tower? Do we get up to the edge of it pretty quickly?
You can move up as much as you want.
Okay.
Get all friendly with that tower.
I'm gonna get so friendly. I'm gonna get inside it.
Ooh.
How are you going to get inside of
You
it?
gonna at least buy dinner first?
You said there's like a thick membrane where it opens.
There is a thick blister-like membrane.
That sounds like something that we can cut and
Probably
probably have
pop it.
spray acid all over
Yeah.
us. Does somebody have anything ranged?
I have a
I-
10-foot pole.
Okay, well maybe we should back
I
off a
want
little
to,
bit and poke it.
I want to like step to the side of it and like try and just poke a hole in the center of it with my spear.
I want to be a little way back from it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
At
more
least
than all the
30
way
feet
So
back.
the rest of you keep your distance, and you step off to the side, and you reach around and you poke the center of it with your spear,
Mm.
and it pops like a soap bubble. And you see the passage, the entrance to the tower moving inside.
So no goo, just
Oh.
Pop.
Well, that's disappointing.
Okay.
I kind of hoped you'd like spray deadly acid all over the place.
Right?
I'll keep
that'll
that in mind
come
for
later.
Okay.
And I'm like,
I mean,
No,
All right,
this isn't
let's-
the funnel anymore. It's not quite as deadly.
let's see what needs killing in here.
absolutely lead the way.
let's make with the making dead.
So
Yeah.
I walk inside.
You walk inside the base level of this tower, and it's ridiculously humid. It's still light outside, but with the humidity and all the steam rising off the lake, it's overcast in the area. The only real source of light is that bright red beam sticking out. But once you step inside, it's dim, ridiculously humid and hot. You step inside a circular room. It looks like it takes up the entire size of the bottom of the tower. So this room is the size of the base level of the tower.
Does it look any different inside?
I'll get there.
Okay.
There is it's like you step inside of a rainforest.
Hmm.
Heavy vegetation.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
No real clear path. The thing that's odd with the vegetation is it's plants that you've never seen before. Huge leaves, giant, wild-looking flowers like orchids that twist around or look like they take the shapes of faces.
Oh. I'm extra nope on that.
Just completely foreign. It's not so thick that you can't see from like one side to the other, and you do see on the far side of the tower there is a ramp going up.
I want to like reach out and tap one of the flowers that looks like it has a face.
Nothing happens. It appears to be a giant weird flower, but nothing more.
Okay.
I'm a bushmack my way to that ramp, just cutting wildly with my long sword.
Okay. As you're moving through, you're cutting through the plants. As you're moving through, you do notice a couple of pools, I will say, of fluid. You know, there may be 6 to 8 feet, odd shaped, more of a like a plasma than a liquid. And it's really dark, and it bubbles, and it almost gives off like a weird, sweet scent. But you move past, like you almost step into one of it, but you realize it and you keep moving.
Okay.
Continuing on?
I want to take one of the flowers, like, I want to take like a big chunk of some living matter and chuck it into the pool and see what happens to it.
It slowly sinks, but as it sinks, you know, it kind of wilts a little bit, like maybe the thick bubbling fluid is a little on the hot side.
What I might do real quick, just for fun, is I want to try and cast a spell real quick.
What are you going to cast?
Second sight.
Okay. Would you roll?
I haven't rolled yet, so.
Okay. Now you gotta give me now. Also, those not familiar with the Dungeon Crawl Classics, the spell casting system in this game is amazing.
Most of the book is spell casting.
Well, that's true for a lot of.
I mean, like
The majority, like literally the majority. It's not like the biggest section. It's like the biggest part of the book.
Yeah.
I think like a basic spell has a page and a half or 2 pages.
so much fucking
every
detail.
spell has a minimum of 1 page.
Yeah, not even counting the
Mercurial table, which is 3 pages or
the
something.
misfire, or
Right,
all the
the
other
corruption,
things
for
that-
players, yeah.
Spell burn, all that stuff. There's an enormous amount of spell casting, and it's a combination of awesome and a little gruesome because some of the manifestations are.
Yeah, it almost makes playing anything else almost seem silly because, like, you can tell. I think that they cared more about magic than anything else.
It's definitely the biggest.
Because being a warrior is just like the deeds are neat because you can describe some thing that you can do that and get an advantage on it, and you know have like a cool sounding action that you do. But
Okay, so I'm holding the book up, and I'm hoping this shows up. Let me bring up.
the back's like there's a little bit of cleric and there's an adventure in the back, right?
So you see I've got 3 sections here. I'm kind of holding it at the camera. This first section covers game rules,
Character creation.
classes. This middle section here, the real thick boy, that is spells. All spells. And then this back section, so really, like
It's
you
close
could
to the
even,
back section, but
this last section here, magical items, bestiary, 2 adventures.
yeah, items. It's no longer class related stuff.
Yeah.
Dungeon
So-
Master rules.
Yeah, those of you listening who don't have a video feed on this, maybe 50% of the book is devoted to magical spells. And then the rest of the book is split up between creating your character, the rules of the game, and then the rest of it is
And that's probably like a 10-40 split, like 10% character creation. And
There's like a page for each
the
character.
things that you can do
Yeah.
with the other classes, even like warrior is like 3 pages long, elf is like 3 pages long,
Yeah.
dwarf and hobbit they're like 3 pages long.
Excuse me, halfling.
But
we prefer
you
to be
know,
called halflings.
They call it hobbit.
It's halflings in this book.
What did I say?
You said Hobbit.
Yeah, it's always
Okay.
halflings. Because hobbits will get you sued.
Sorry,
Um,
I just went all in.
No, it's
so yeah. But the magical spells, it's really fucking cool.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
So every time a arcane spellcaster, that's a not cleric,
Yeah, clerics are a little safer
uh,
because their spells are granted by their patrons.
so every time
Stupid sissy
an
wizards.
arcane spellcaster learns a spell, the first thing they do is there's a mercurial. Yeah, suit up the Swanee. Yes. Anyway, you roll a mercurial magic table, and that tells you how your caster manifests that spell. Jake, give me a friendly example of one of your character's spells, how the mercurial table, how it manifests.
The manifestation of the spell itself is something like, for my charm person,
Yeah.
is something like, oh no, that's not the mercurial effect. I just have like a somatic effect where I generate sort of like a puff of black smoke.
Well, that's
But then-
sorry, I'm going to interrupt. That Jake's going to get two things. There's two different tables you roll on
Right.
for every spell you learn.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the sort of somatic element that's
Yeah.
randomized
Yeah.
along
One
with the
is
spell.
how your wizard or spellcaster casts it, and then the other one is what it looks like. So,
Right, so when the spell actually manifests, my charm person turns Mr. Y into a lady.
this is why.
Indeed. Ms. Y lasts for an hour when she successfully charms a fella,
Mm-hmm.
and
How long-
remains Ms. Y for 24 hours whenever it doesn't quite work. So,
Oh.
Alright, is that good or bad? I can't tell.
So,
For
Tyler,
Middle Ages, that's bad.
let's talk
yeah,
about
and-
color spray.
in the middle
On color spray, I rolled a
All right,
nat-
guys, hang on a second. This is great.
I rolled
So,
a natural
it is
1.
sexy no jitsu, exactly.
yeah. So when Tyler tries to cast the spell color spray, the first thing that happens is
Someone I know dies. Outright.
Jesus Christ.
Before I either succeed or fail on the spell, when I cast
Trying
it, someone I know
to
dies.
cast the spell, someone he knows dies. That means when he
It's like
casts the
Death Note.
spell, I'm gonna
Yes.
roll. I'm gonna make him roll a percentile,
Oh god.
accentuated by his luck.
Oh.
Does he know himself?
He has seen a mirror, I imagine so.
Yes, he does know himself.
Intimately.
It's good.
So anyway, I'm gonna have him roll a percentile. If it's above 50, it's someone he knows back home. If it's below 50, it's one of you guys. And if it's a 1,
Is it myself?
it's you.
Oh.
I feel like he only knows 5 other people.
Well,
Yeah.
it must be.
Well, to be fair, most of his family's already dead.
That's right.
Yeah.
I lost my 6 brothers.
Yeah, that is very true.
I feel like the odds are a little
Took me a long time to
out
figure
there.
out that's what was causing it.
I just kept casting. I don't know, man.
So, I interrupted you, Dan.
That's fine. It's important. I was going to do second sight,
Okay.
and I'm going to hope that I don't fuck it up.
So what does second? Well, I guess we're not
I'll
going
have
to
to know how I roll first to tell you what I get out of it.
So the other thing with the spell casting in this game, when you cast a spell, you roll a d20. You add your spell casting bonus, and then each spell has a table. And depending on what you roll, it tells you what the outcome is. So you roll low, your spell fails, maybe bad things happen. The higher you roll, the more effective that spell is. And it even goes to where they've combined some what you would consider separate spells. So you cast, cure paralysis. But when you roll a spell check to cure paralysis, if you roll high enough, it'll cure petrification too.
Yes.
So
For me, now that I actually scrolled too far, it's going to manifest with my eyes glowing. And for 1 round, I can glimpse the future. I gain insight into an action and a +4 bonus to a single roll of my choosing on my next round. Whether it's an attack, damage roll, skill check, spell check, or something else.
you see
Because I was going to do another spell.
what do you mean?
I'm planning to stack my spells.
Okay. So you cast this spell and you can see into the future. and you see two small bipedal lizard creatures jumping out of the underbush and attacking you.
That's me.
All right. Well, we're about to get attacked, boys. Does it look similar to where we're at?
It's where he's standing right now.
Turn around.
Run.
One's coming from his front, one's coming from the back.
We're gonna get Velociraptor, guys.
Oh,
I'm gonna direct him to where he's standing.
Me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not no. I mean.
Oh,
Chris,
him.
Chris.
Yeah.
Your warrior
Yeah,
needs to trade places with you
I will.
because tax be coming.
I got this.
So you guys switch places, and all of a sudden, two small creatures, bipedal lizard creatures, with these big, giant red frills around their head.
like kobolds.
They're not kobolds. These look like fucking dinosaurs.
Are they like the ones from Jurassic Park that
They're
spit on the
exactly
fat
like.
guy?
They are exactly that.
That's where he gets returned off the security room.
Mm-hmm.
I was there when it happened.
I just love big switches.
I wasn't there when it happened. Forgot to say the magic word.
So
Damn.
I want you guys to go ahead and get started on rolling initiative. And I need to do something on Twitch real quick.
It's still a D20.
Unless you're wearing a two-handed weapon.
Right.
Then it's a D16.
Well, you're not doing so good tonight, guys. That's 210 rolls.
What do I add to that? Just agility?
Yeah.
And Stevens.
We're rolling initiative.
Yeah. Need another roller.
If I can roll really high, I want to do blessing.
Can I have the little dice roller?
Nice.
You want this?
Or just one of the dice rollers over there?
Yeah, the box.
Yeah. Thanks.
Something that will make it go.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. So that's-
Lowercase.
Yeah.
Instead of
Blah, 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 blah.
Lowercase blah.
Alright, Tyler.
19.
Chris.
16.
Joe.
11.
Well, this is gonna be easy.
I don't think I have anything to add to mine, so
Dan.
8. I don't have any agility.
And Jake.
6.
I didn't have anything that indicated that I get a modifier to my agility.
Those of you listening, that is not the sound of a car driving by with their bass up. It
That's
is
the
not
sound
the
of my
neighbors having a great time. It is the sound of Dan's child.
Jumping.
Galloping.
Boingy, boingy, boingy.
Jumping.
The real bipedal
Lizard
dragon
creature.
Lizard
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah. It's the sound of the lizard creatures jumping around.
Ah!
That's
You
such
got a
good,
6.
such good
Yes.
effects, everyone.
Nice stereo.
And she's listening to Crisscross right now.
Tyler,
They're making her
Chris,
jump.
It's great.
you two are up. These two dinosaurs leap out of the underbrush, screeching at Joe, at you now, where Joe was standing, coming right at you. What do you do?
I'm gonna go to stab one with my spear.
All right, roll out a beautiful beam footage.
Or how far away is he? Does he jump out and like is right in front of me?
He's like 15 feet from you.
Okay.
Each one of them is 15 feet in opposite direction.
I'll run up and go for a stab. And I'm going to try to stab it in the eye.
Okay.
The good old deed. No dice. That's +2. 9 and 1 + 2 is 12.
That is a miss.
How you get to roll the D3?
D4.
Oh, is that one of your...
It's the deeds of a...
Ah, fancy.
So, you lunge at it with your spear and it hops to the side. Tyler. It's your turn as well.
The one that's behind him, I assume, is the one that's closer to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up onto him and try and lunge at him with my longsword.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Yes, I do.
That's bad. I think that's total of 3.
Yeah, that's a miss. Oops. The 2 dinosaurs now each turn towards each of you. Are either of you wearing a helmet?
No.
I don't believe so.
A helmet is a separate item that you have to
Yeah,
buy.
no, I don't.
I have one, but it's iron,
I
and
didn't
I don't
see
want
it
to put
even
it
in
on.
the shop to buy. Is irony.
True.
It was not a listed item in the shop. In the book.
I have one as a squire.
I have depression.
I have osteoporosis.
I have a structured settlement, and I need cash now.
I'm Doug, and I have mesothelioma.
Tyler,
What's up?
what's your agility score?
My agility is 14.
What's your agility mod?
+1. But if you're asking for my reflex save, it's +2.
That was not.
Okay.
So this thing spits poison, a spray of this black, gooey liquid,
That's fucking rude.
That is
directly
rude.
at your face, but you move to the side. Chris, the other one does the same. What's your agility modifier?
+1.
And it hits you square in the face.
Oh, that's rude.
It's very rude. I need you to make a skill save.
What the
We don't know.
fuck?
And with these microphones, that's going to come up ridiculously loud.
Yes, Jamie can calm that down a little bit.
That would be...
I have no idea what she's doing. Actually, I'll just go do it real quick.
Okay.
It's gonna take longer for me to text.
Make a fortitude save there, Chris.
A fortitude save?
Yep.
My R tornado ends, so that's a font save.
20.
They're power bombing people.
Yeah.
God damn, did you hear her yell?
Yes!
I'm just gonna like wipe it from my eyes and put it on its eyes.
Just like flick it back at it.
It matches that fortitude save.
Oh.
Okay, but it spits at you. It doesn't do any damage to you, but it does sting where it hits your eyes, but you're able to shake off the effects. So good job.
Bastard.
Joe,
Hi.
Jake, and Dan. So we'll start with Joe. What are you doing?
So you said they're lizard dudes with little frill things, right?
Yep, 2
Or
little
frill
lizard dudes with big frills,
So,
screeching like a motherfucker.
am I able to say, like, because it wants, you get bonuses if you're specific on how you're attacking them as a warrior. So can I say, like, I'm waiting for them until they do their frilly thing, and then I'm going to use that as a opening to try and slice at them?
Now I'll just let you know that their turns have already happened.
Yeah.
You're behind them in the initiative order. So by the time the initiative gets to the bottom, it'll reset and you'll lose your... Because
Okay.
I hold my action resets at the end of the initiative turn.
So you can only hold action for things that haven't happened yet?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, you can only hold action for things that go after you.
Okay.
So you wouldn't gain any benefit from that.
Alright. I'm going to do like a sweeping attack then sideways because it looks like they try to hop to the side when
Hopefully
you
you'll
attack
hit
them.
it still.
Okay.
So I'll make sure all my attacks are horizontal
Okay.
and swipe my long sword at one of them.
Okay. Make that attack roll. Are you attacking at the one that just spit shit on Chris or the one that tried to spit shit on
Have either of them been hurt?
No one's been injured.
No, we both missed.
No, oh, okay.
Nothing's been injured yet.
Except for Chris.
Chris has had something spit on him, but it has not injured.
I'll get the one
My
that
fortitude
spat
save
at
just barely made it.
Chris. Is that the one closer to me?
Yeah, we'll say that one's the
Okay.
one. Because Chris switched spots with you, and then this thing hopped out and attacked.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes burn, but other than that, I'm fine.
12,
That is a miss.
I think.
So you swipe with your sword. It's going to be your base
You
attack
using
bonus
your
plus your
D
strength modifier.
What's my...
You're a warrior, right?
Yeah.
So your
Oh.
your D die should be a D4.
Oh.
Let's hope he's
Okay.
hot tonight.
And then you can declare some random action if you want to, and if you roll a 3 or higher with the D die, you can do it.
Okay.
Oh, so that's what you declared you're
Oh,
going
I
to stab at
didn't
its
know
eye.
Okay.
Bless the shit.
So...
Yeah, it's your modifier plus the D die plus your roll.
Got that
Modifier
beard.
plus the D-die.
I know. I'm kind of struggling. I'd rather
14.
have the flaming
That
lips.
is a hit.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So you swipe your sword to the side and you catch this thing right in the flank.
Hmm.
What's your damage on it?
D8 plus...
And you would add that D die roll to your damage too. Well, no, you keep
Oh,
it.
you're... Okay,
Yeah.
okay. 5.
Okay.
6.
Okay. Then it's actually Dan and then Jake moving in initiative order.
It actually says
Okay.
that persists if you get
So, I'm
multiple
gonna use
attacks and take
blessing
multiple
this
actions. The D die that you rolled with the
with
first
my plus
action
4,
stays for the
I
whole
hope
thing.
I'm running high.
Makes sense.
If I do,
Just
it could
less
be really
rolling.
cool.
Yeah.
I sure didn't. It's enough to get something I want, but not what I wanted. So
And you can only
Wait, what spell
declare
did you just cast?
a deed with
Blessing.
the first
Oh,
roll.
okay.
So what does it look like?
Okay.
let me do that real quick.
So you should roll that once, and that's how that spell manifests for you every time.
That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah,
I went
I
from
don't have anywhere to
high.
write it on my sheet, so I
If I
just
had
haven't
rolled
done
a
it yet.
3 on the
Okay.
D4,
So I was just
I would
gonna
have
write a
actually
number
stabbed him
down
in the
as I
eye.
got them done, and then I'll just remember that next time.
Okay.
So I need to make sure I write down.
Anyway, so what does it look like, Dan?
Target is limbed in a brilliant R, which in this case is myself, and I get a +1 bonus to all attack rolls for 1 turn,
Okay.
which isn't all that useful. It's not what I wanted.
And you only have the one action die?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know where I'd find that.
On the table for leveling up your character, under action die section,
Let me check.
once you get far enough up, it'll say like D20/D16.
Oh.
At level
I'm
5,
still-
we get a
I'm
second
still-
action, and
I'm
it's
still at
D20 plus D14
Okay.
for elf.
Jake?
I know.
Alright, I think I'm gonna throw a dagger at this thing.
Okay, the one that
The one
Joe-
that got wounded.
Okay.
See how this goes. That's going to be a 17.
That is a solid hit. So as you whip back and toss your dagger at this thing,
Well, that's going to be 4 damage.
Nice.
it sinks into its thigh or some shit.
Does it say IE?
It says, "I." Then the turn
I
passes back up to Tyler.
Ah.
Don't care.
I get to do a thing. Did that one die?
Negative.
Okay. I'm gonna try and attack it again.
All right.
That would have been great.
This time I'm gonna use the white die because it's better. Or not. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Okay.
You swipe at it with your longsword,
Yes.
and you whiff and catch air. Chris.
I am going to attempt to stab it in the eye again.
With the spear.
Mm-hmm.
Does DCC, does it have called shots?
I
Well,
so.
I'm
the deeds are
using
effectively
the
called-
deed.
Oh, okay.
So
Like the deed is effectively like a called shot or like a like just trying to do something. Like if I wanted to like say that I'm attacking Like if I had a weapon powerful enough and I was attacking a safe to try and crack it open, I could declare that I'm going to try and break the hinge.
Is enough to pass.
And if the deed die, like not the whole roll, but just the deed die, ends up 3 or higher, then it succeeds.
Oh, okay. We'll roll that beam footage.
And then, of course, at your discretion, if I describe something that seems impossible, you can just be like, fuck no.
Or you can.
It's effectively the same
You can potentially
mindset
also
behind
add
like
a
being
check
specific
to
on
it.
your skill check to.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
there's two sides of it. As long as it sounds reasonable, the
Right.
deed succeeds. But
Right.
you could also say like maybe he needs to do a strength check.
Like,
in
that
addition
sounds
to it.
kind of reasonable, but
Okay.
not something you could just do.
Right.
Wait.
that is a cool feature.
So
roll
the-
that shit.
Yeah. Oh. Oh!
Oh.
I got a 19 with a deed die roll of 4.
That's a crit and a success
Is it
Yes.
19 to crit?
for a warrior.
Yes, because the warrior's threat range is 19 to 20.
Well, then roll that fucking crit table.
How is
Wait,
it?
what? You get a crit at 19 and 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All warriors.
Nice.
Crit table. Oh, what's my crit die? I think
I'm
crit
realizing
die's
now that I
different.
probably should have bought a ranged weapon because I have better
114.
agility than I do
I
strength.
think, yeah, it's a
Probably should've bought a
D14.
ranged weapon. Demir 1983 asks if we go back and listen or watch ourselves, mainly for regaining information on previous sessions.
If I missed sessions, I'll go back and watch the video of what missed.
Okay.
Fucking sweet.
I rewatched the
Because
sessions
you edit them.
because right now I am editing the videos. You and I should talk about a redistribution of labor at some point.
Mhm.
Because I
Just
want to
my-
get into podcasts.
I have my
That sounds
strength
like
mod
that's
to my
right up your
attacks,
fucking
right?
alley.
Mhm.
I would just want them released on the same schedule as I'm doing the YouTube videos, which is
Right.
every Monday and Wednesday.
Oh,
And I could even break the YouTube videos up and then send it to you, so you could then
these
strip the audio out.
these rolls are fucking insane.
What'd you get for your damage?
I rolled a natural 8.
Oh, this is your critical hit. I am excited to hear what happens.
I rolled an 8, and the deed die carries over to all damage and attacks in your turn.
Oh, so
So
every
12 damage, and I hammered my foe to his knees, and I get to make another attack.
okay.
God
How
damn.
much damage did you say you did?
Well, it's,
12.
but that's also you get to add your strength and
Oh, I did 13 damage.
Are you using your favorite weapon as well?
Yes.
hate to derail this train,
Is it already dead?
but you have rammed your spear through this thing's eye, and the tip is broken out through the
Yeah.
back of its head.
I did specify I and succeed on the deed roll.
And
He's just gonna.
I'll let
beat
you
the
keep
shit out of
wailing
it.
the shit out of this corpse, but at this point, it is a corpse dangling off of
Oh,
your
yeah.
spear.
This totally fits my character. Snail definitely got a taste for carnage
Okay, then keep going.
in
man.
that dungeon.
Keep doing you.
savage snail.
Savage Snail.
That is actually a pretty cool fucking name.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Dan made a fair point. That was my lucky weapon. So that was another +2, so that was 15 damage.
Okay.
I think that.
And that's a natural 20
You gotta be kidding me.
on the corpse.
I think the lucky only applies to hitting. I don't think it applies to damage. Your lucky weapon.
Oh, it's to hit.
I think it's just a hit.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay. But
I mean, it doesn't matter because he's dead. But
yeah, I don't know. Let's just roll the damage. That's another 5 damage.
what? Do you credit him again? So you get to roll on the crit table
Nope,
again?
that's the wrong.
Do check penalties apply to attacks or just skills for
Like
armor?
if you got a negative modifier.
For
How
like
badly are you going to beat
That's
this
stupid.
corpse?
for wearing
What?
armor, I get a -5 check penalty.
It's
Is
just
that-
like physical stuff. Climbing,
Okay.
running. Unless you're a wizard, then it affects your spellcasting.
Is,
it would
is
say
swinging a
attack
sword
penalty.
physical?
No.
Okay.
It is, but it would say specifically to your attack.
Okay.
So my second attack to this corpse, I I hammered his torso and dealt an extra 4 damage. So after he was dead from the initial 15, I dealt like another 12.
That's an amazing amount of damage. This thing is fucking
You poked a hole in its
ruptured.
head and then squished its torso, so
Yeah,
it's like a ketchup bottle.
You squeezed it all out of his eye.
Yeah.
I just like jumped up and landed on his ribs.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
The guts flew out of the eye. Yeah.
that's really gross. The other one's
And I
turn.
go,
It is now definitely the other one's turn.
jeez. That was ridiculous.
I do need to look up now a rule after that.
Ooh.
The other one, the one
Oh, I
that
did write
you were
crit die
trying to
right here.
attack, Tyler,
Hmm.
turns and flees,
Okay.
and it disappears into the brush.
Well, that's an easy combat right there. Does anybody have anything?
That's the end of the episode, by the way. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm getting my
With that combat ending.
okay.
Sorry.
The combat is, we're going to call it resolved, unless you guys want to try and weed whack and
I don't have anything.
fight through these plants to try and find the other little lizard.
I don't have any ranged anything, anyways.
No.
So we're going to call the episode here, and we're going to pick up next episode with you guys moving up the stairs to the second level. Twitch people, we'll be back in just a few moments.
What new dangers await us?
YouTube people will be
More
back in a
fleshy
few days,
walls.
and there's a chance you might be listening to this on podcast,
Maybe.
and I don't know. So we'll be back. Deuces.